Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. I wanted to do this quick video sharing my best tips and tricks on diffusing curly hair to prevent frizz as much as possible, because I do feel like frizz is kind of inevitable sometimes, but also to increase volume. I love when my hair looks super voluminous. Is somebody knocking on my door? So like I was saying, I love when my hair looks super voluminous, but of course I want to minimize the frizz as much as possible. So I'm going to show you guys a few steps on how I try my best to make that happen. Before we even get started with diffusing, make sure you are using a heat protectant. I'm using this one from Giovanni. It's the Rapid Blow Dry Shield and Style Spray. So I'm just going to go ahead and spray this all over. Heat protectant is honestly so forgettable. Like, to be honest, I don't do that every single time. I'm specifically doing it today because I know I wanted to make this video and I know I should be doing it, so I'm obviously going to include it, but I do forget this step a lot of the time. So it is helpful to have products that have heat protectant in it. I do have a leave-in conditioner that has heat protectant in it. I'm going to show you guys. So this is the leave-in cream from DN Organics and has heat protectant in it. I think it's the only product I've ever tried that has heat protectant inside of it, which I think is really cool because it kind of takes care of that step for you. So before I start my diffusing routine, I always let my hair air dry for a little bit. Depending on what products I'm using, I wait for that cast to form. Like if you're using a lot of gel, you'll notice that your hair gets kind of crunchy and kind of hard. That's a good thing and can always be broken up at the end of your styling routine, and that's really good to have when you're diffusing your hair to help prevent frizz. Because of the products I use today, I don't really have that much of a cast, but my hair, I would say, is probably like 60-ish% dry. So I'm gonna go ahead and just start diffusing, and this first step is probably the most important to make sure you're avoiding unnecessary frizz. So the first thing I do is just hover around my head, around my curls. I don't let the diffuser cap thingy touch my hair at all because my hair is still in like a vulnerable state, I would say. And if you start messing around with it while it's wet, it's gonna get really frizzy. At least I know mine will. So I'll just hover around all of my hair. I'll use my hands to gently move my hair around, but I won't start actually scrunching until my hair is a little bit more dry than what it is now. I always use high heat and high temperature when diffusing my hair, but I would say my hair is pretty healthy and I know it can handle that, but depending on the state of your hair, how damaged it is, you might want to use a lower temperature or even a lower speed. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. So another tip is to make sure you're constantly moving your hair. As you guys saw when I was hovering, I was moving my head from side to side, front and back, up and down, wherever, just to make sure I'm lifting my hair off of my scalp. And this is a good way to help increase your volume, because if you just dry your hair all the way down like this, then this is the way it's going to stay when it's like completely dry. So since my hair is a little bit more dry after hovering, now I'm going to go in and start cupping my hair into the diffuser. So I'm just going to place like a chunk of hair in the diffuser cup or hand, whatever you want to call this, and just scrunch upward towards my scalp. So my hair is slowly getting bigger and has so much more potential, but it's only about 85-90% dry. So I'm gonna make sure it is completely dry before I start shaking it out and making it more voluminous. So I'm just gonna repeat that process of cupping and hovering around my hair with the hair dryer until it's dry. Okay, so I'm done diffusing and my hair is 100% dry. Now, before we finish this, we can get a little bit more volume in here by shaking it out and separating any curl clumps that we have. I have just a few. I didn't really use a brush to style, so most of my curls are already separated. But before I start shaking and separating, I'm going to put some oil in my hands. I'm using this Miel Mint Almond Oil blend. I love using mint oil on my hair. This oil could be used on your hair and scalp. I'm just putting a little bit in my hands. I'm gonna rub that in and also on the back of my hand. And then I'm just gonna start shaking, making sure I shake from the root of my hair. And I just shake my hair until I'm satisfied with how much volume I get. And also try not to do it too much where I'm causing extra frizz. And obviously shaking and kind of manipulating your hair like this is gonna cause a little bit of frizz, but definitely using the oil will make it a little bit smoother, will make your hair a little bit smoother and kind of control that frizz. Okay, so this is pretty much the end of today's video. These are my best tips and tricks on how to get the most voluminous curls, but also control the amount of frizz you get. Also, I know there's people who might ask what kind of diffuser I'm using, and honestly, this is from the brand Gem or Jem, and I got this at Ross or Marshall's like a year or two ago. Actually, I'm in dire need of a new hair dryer, so I'll probably be buying a new one very soon, but it's nothing special. It was literally 20 bucks, and it's been doing the job ever since. But that is going to be it for today. If you found this video helpful, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Also subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I'll see you guys all in my next video. Bye. Okay. And
are you live?
It's not live, it's just recording.
Oh, right.
I'm literally hearing things. I swear somebody just knocked on my door. I don't know if that's really true, but it's a heat protectant, so